Hello and welcome to the channel. I am Rafat Fields, founder and CEO of Power to Rise. And today we're going through how to get AI set up in your Notion workspace. If you're new to either Notion or the process of building with AI, you're in the right place. The first thing we're going to do once you sign up for your free Notion account is come over to these overlapping squares, and that is going to duplicate a copy of this into your private workspace so that you can take full advantage of the template that's already been built for you. So as we get started, we are going to be in this panel. Right now you're looking at the walkthrough and it's got this coming soon section. But by the time you're watching this, the video is what will be in this place. Right below the video are the links to all the template resources you're gonna need to get started fast. Before we begin, let's talk about what we're doing here. Inside of Notion is a powerful tool called Notion AI, and there are a couple of features that run off of it. But specifically today, we're talking about your AI agent inside your workspace. It helps you navigate bringing in the full power of Notion into all of the other places in which you use the tool. So to do that, we're going to ground in some important information that is going to help you get started a little faster. And it helps to see the end state, to imagine what that looks like before you start the process of building. We're going to click here and go to this template. What this is what your agent will be trained to use for its behavior. So anything you put here is going to tell your agent how to think, source information, behave, or produce an output for you. And it's organized in a way to make it MVP, minimal viable products, to be sure. If there are things in here that you don't yet have, it's okay. You can expand it over time. Feel empowered to delete anything that doesn't serve you or to add something else. Probably the most important things are going to be giving the agent name, writing out the brief description of what it does. We'll go through how to make all that magic happen on the other page. There's some additional information on how to make this fire, but keep in mind that right now we're looking at it as a website. In order for you to get the full functionality, you're going to want to duplicate this page in as a template itself. And when you do, this knowledge base is actually a database that you'll be able to populate. You'll be able to add longer form documents to and come back and source over time, and so will your agent. That becomes very important so the Notion AI can access information using that enterprise search feature very quickly. The tool that's here is your documentation rapid start. So if you're just beginning, don't feel intimidated by having to have a full job description manual planned out for your agent. The simplest thing to do is to take these questions, and you can really use any tool that allows you to record and talk into it. But if you have Notion, you can use the desktop or the phone app, and you can hit the start transcribing feature and just start reading off the answer to these questions. When you're done, it'll create a transcript for you, and then you will be able to move forward to step 2. Go and populate any additional information, like if there are specific pages in your Notion workspace, you can paste the links here. Any other web URLs, trusted websites that you believe are reliable sources and in the public domain that your agent can use to provide outputs, or uploading additional files. All of those things you can put right here into those sections. And once you do that, you'll be able to hit copy and paste right here and put it back into that Notion AI window. Or if you're using another AI tool, that works too. but this has already structured the prompt so that once you have all of the things layered, you'll be able to generate that manual that you can copy and paste into a Google Doc. Once you do that, you save the PDF, you can pull it over into Notion or vice versa. You can build it, you can copy and paste it, put it on a page, and then import that over into a secondary source. Now, we always make the best practice recommendation of keeping the manual documentation in a separate location for data redundancy. But Notion is amazing. Just know that it is not because we don't think Notion is amazing. It is the version control and being able to go according to times and dates and identify where changes were made and to go back to previous versions if necessary is very robust. But it's always a good idea to have a secondary location to have key and important information. Now, I personally have found the training on the Salesforce Library Trailhead Academy to be spectacular. They've put a lot of knowledge and valuable resources at our fingertips at no cost. The great is if you understand the principles of AI, the tool itself isn't as important. There are always going to be nuances and differences, but some of the foundational principles, I think that Trailhead is a wonderful place to go explore and learn more. And if you're like me, where you're working out in the corporate settings and doing things at home and in a personal business too, knowing how these things interconnect at different scales of organization is going to be very important for you. So please, Trailhead Academy, a lot there is free. They also have paid certifications and programs. I can't recommend them highly enough. Go for it. But here are just a few that I think will ground you so you don't have to go boil the ocean. You'll see the catalog is amazingly robust. Don't let that overwhelm you. Start small. These 3 trainings will give you a lot of good foundation. We're going to head back into our primary training container of the day, and we're going to start with learning how to build a successful agent documentation manual. And the first thing is breaking it down into all of these components. Why was this agent created in the first place? I think of mission and impact as why does it exist? What is it here? What purpose is it here to serve? Who is it designed to help? And quantifying this in a way that the agent is very clear on what it does, and then anything that is nuanced about cultural considerations, tone, style preferences, you're going to want to give your agent instructions on how to plug into that. Now, a lot of us are in cultural community contexts, and that comes with a lot of switching in and out of different language styles and preferences. So don't take for granted that your agent will know how to switch off back and forth between contexts, because it won't. It's going to rely on you to guide it. And if you want to spend less time prompting and more time designing, the best thing you can do is to give your agent a standard to follow. So that's what we're doing here in this section. After you define those areas, you want to make sure it's crystal clear what the scope of your agent's role is, what's within its parameters, also giving it boundaries of what it should not do. And how does the agent's work fit into the broader context of all the other things that you do? Because the more it understands where it sits, the better it's going to be able to create the output much closer on the first try versus multiple iterations. You also want to define elements of guardrails, is what I call this. Security and governance. If you have a policy, great, go ahead and include it. But if not, you should definitely be thinking along these parameters of when people are interacting with the agent, who, first of all, is interacting. You should have defined that in mission. What are the things that they should not place inside of the agent container? And what should the agent do if someone overrides that and does it anyway? How do you want the agent to respond? Also, to what degree do you want the agent to be able to just go forward and continue working versus pushing back and asking questions when it runs into challenges? You want to give the agent good guidance on how to manage these scenarios within its documentation. To that end, you're also going to want to help the agent understand what a good and quality output looks like. And the best way to do this is to give specific cases and examples, if not specific frameworks and processes, step 1, step 2, step 3, on how to execute the work. Now, agents don't need to be steered, like they have some authority to go forth and produce to the degree that you've designed those permissions. So know that you're going to give the agent the container of what needs to be done. Typically, the agent is going to figure out the how. It knows how to do the processes. But if you have a very specific way that you want things done, you have to train the agent on how to do it that way. That's what we're talking about in this step. And then finally, just good documentation practices, using an intentional naming convention and ensuring that there's a section within your manual for version control so that you know who's the last person who touched it, what date was it last updated. All of that helps. And when you're in this section, what you're thinking about is when the system is running behind the scenes, what's going to help index and be able to pull up what you're looking for in a quick manner. It's the attention to doing these small details over time across all of the pages you're going to build inside of Notion over the years to come. Okay, so that's really it. You can type all this out in a Google Doc if you want, or a Microsoft Word document if that's your preference. You can do that, or you can use the template that I showed you to leverage the AI functionality to do a lot of the writing for you. Either way, once you have your manual in a safe place, you're going to come over to this next step of setup. And the way we do setup inside of Notion AI is we navigate to the left navigation panel inside of your Notion workspace. A couple of things you're going to want to know is we're going to be looking for Notion AI, which is in the upper left. And then at the bottom, you're going to want to know settings. So that's where we are right now. Settings is in that lower left-hand corner. So coming back over, you're going to want to set the appearance for your agent. After you hit settings, you'll click on Notion AI, and then this screen will come up. You're going to want to hit edit instructions and make sure that you're customizing the appearance of how you want your agent to show up. And then third, you can leverage that template that I just showed you. The link is here for you again, or you can just do it directly in your very own Google Doc. Once you've got the page identified and you set it as where you're going, once you've successfully set up your training page, you've gone through that Notion AI settings box, then the next question is, how do you use Notion AI? And that is what we're doing here. It's going back to that left navigation panel that I showed you. You're looking for Notion AI, or you're looking in the corner of any page while you're in the workspace. I customize my agent to have the chili pepper. You get to choose from all of the options there. But the great news is that's it. You've done it. You've completed setup. It really is that simple. Now you're going to find that you're going to need to refine it over time. So it is a good best practice to place your agent training page in your favorites. If you haven't already discovered it already, this just dropped into beta launch today. Now everyone has access to custom agents. Once you complete this process of setting Notion AI up on your entire workspace, everything else gets so much simpler. Another really important consideration is that your Notion AI agent is included on the business plan. Whereas after the beta period ends around May 4th, you're going to have to start paying for credits to use the custom agents. Now I can testify they are amazing, but you want to start getting your foundational AI resource set up and working well, and then build your custom agents now. But that's our next training. If you have any questions, drop comments, let me know how everything is going. And if you have any challenges, you can reach me at hello@powertorise.com. I can't wait to hear how you're making Notion work for you. Until our next training, bye.